All right, Merry.
Ho, ho, ho!
That was loud. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. My name is Nick Pachewski.
And I'm Andrew Miller.
Of course, this is Lunch Out Loud Ottawa, Ottawa's favorite podcast that talks about the people, places, events, and music that make this city the incredible city that it is.
And cold.
Freezing cold this week. And before we get to our year in review, as well as our 2014 preview and New Year's preview, why don't we check this out?
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. It's a beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman, then pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream.
All right, so that there was Winter Wonderland performed by Jim Bryson and many other Ottawa artists, including Andrew Vincent.
I like it.
And it's on the Instant Holiday album. You can get it at jimbryson.bandcamp.com. It's only $8. All proceeds go into Shepherds of Good Hope and the Royal Ottawa. And that leads into Jim Bryson's 14th annual holiday type show, because we don't want to obscure any masses. We don't want to get anybody mad.
No, holidays.
So it's for everything, every holiday. Kathleen Edwards will be there helping them out, as well as many others. That's going to be at the Black Sheep Inn on Saturday, December the 21st at 8 p.m. Second showing to bring your family would be 4 p.m. matinee on this Sunday. So get out there, support Jim Bryson, and some great times.
For sure.
All right, so what we thought we'd do, because this is our year in review, our first full year.
Yay, us. Yay, you, our listeners.
Thank you for the sound effects.
No problem.
We thought we would go over many of the awesome guests that we had in the past year, as well as preview who we will have on the show next year. So, of course, our mission is still the same. We want to engage the people of Ottawa to learn of the amazing people we have in the city that are doing great things. We want people to stop listening to commercials in your car. That gets annoying, you know? Learn something new. Be proud of your city. This is only a 30-minute show, so once every single week, 30 minutes to learn everything about this city. We have awesome guests, awesome events in this city.
Yeah, tons of things always happening.
Get off your bums after work. There is so much more to life than just going home and watching TV.
Yeah, forget Netflix. Just forget your password.
For once, you know? We want people to be happy in this city and be proud. Even though it's minus 30 outside, it's still awesome things going on.
Oh, so ices are going to be amazing, I think.
And I think
real soon. All the outdoor rinks and the canal.
The canal earliest.
Can't wait.
So, of course, if you have any suggestions for guests that you want to hear on the show, or you have any questions for us, fire them over to us. Musical artists, we're going to have another 52 going on for next year.
Yeah.
So there's
all styles.
tons of
I
stuff.
mean, you got good producers, be it electronic music or hip hop or whatever you got. Punk music. I'd love some punk music. We got some local punk bands. Let's get it.
Yeah. Then we're going to have a lot more of that next year. So, I guess without further ado, we've had over 11,500 listens in the first year. We want to double that, triple that next year.
Crowd goes wild.
So, if people, if you can share this with as many of your friends, family as you can, that would just be great. So let's lead off. So in January, we started off with Skyfall Blue and Fatty and Marilou, the great PR agency and branding company.
Times.
Great to know Fatty and Marilou throughout this year.
Yeah.
We ran into Tim and Steve from Bose. Got out to
I have to say, the couple of breweries that we did so far, those are fun. Not just because I like beer, but, they were quite entertaining.
Good people in those companies as well. So Bose and
Great people.
and Mississippi as well.
And we look to have Beyond the Pale and Broadhead in the new year, as well as Big Rig.
Big Rig as well, who we'll have on in January. We'll talk about that a little later as well.
Yeah, we followed up with Mayor Jim Watson. So
we had a couple of people in office, so to speak, that we had run-ins
and a couple potentials as well.
Yeah, we had we had Jim Watson, Peter Hume,
and
Paul Dewar. We're hoping to have on next year.
Yeah, and also Rob Decker, who's going to be
Rob Decker we
running
had on
for the
well.
Conservative Party.
One more.
So and next year being
and Matt Fleury.
Matthew Fleury. So next year it's going to be an election year, so we hope to have several of the mayoral candidates on, possibly a little debate action going on.
Oh, there you go.
In the new year, so that's going to be a lot of fun. We got to meet up with Tony Greco with the Expandin' Everywhere, Orleans, Sussex, Sparks. Yeah. Great reviews from everyone that goes to the Greco classes.
Oh, for sure. I was actually talking about Tony Greco the other day.
My knee is still too bad to be able to do any of it, but hopefully in the new year I can give it a whirl and try that kind of thing. We got to meet up with Kevin Page early on in the year. He's not the parliamentary budget officer anymore, but he's still in Ottawa, working as a professor at the University of Ottawa.
Oh, that's good.
That's great for them.
Yeah.
We got to meet the lads from Herd Magazine.
Yeah, that was a good show too.
That was a great episode.
Sponsored by Mississippi.
That's right.
I vaguely remember.
They had their 1 year anniversary. They're still going strong. So support that local magazine. If you've not read Herd Magazine, get on there.
Yeah, get it, or just hit up their website at least.
Absolutely. We had Warren and Marlon from Smoke Shack and Slice & Company.
Smoke Shack, Slice & Co. We had Matt Carmichael, who, before he opened up the now infamous El Camino, I don't think I can meet a person now that hasn't talked about going to El Camino.
Yeah.
You heard it here first on Lunch Out Loud Ottawa, by the way.
And he's going to be opening up the new restaurant in the new year, which is going to be excellent.
Yeah, and
on Somerset.
Yeah, that's right. It used to be an old burger place or something like that.
Was it Burgers on Main, right?
I forget exactly what it was called. Yeah. Who else do we have for restaurants? Fat Boys.
Yep, Sean from Fat Boys.
Yeah, that was really good and really
incredible.
Interesting, talking about all sorts of charity work and climbing all the highest peaks in the world, as well as
if you haven't heard that episode yet, definitely listen to that
that's
episode.
A good one too.
And we're going to have a lot more restaurateurs coming up in the new year. Of course, Ottawa is known for their amazing restaurants.
Who I really think we should get?
Who do you want?
Steve Bechta.
Steve Bechta also wants.
He's got a lot of the most favorite restaurants. If you think back on, when we talk to our guests and restaurants they like, Bechta's been on a couple of different hit lists. I mean, he now has his new spot in Westboro, Gezelig. I'm probably not pronouncing that
right.
But
pronounced pretty right.
It sounded good, right? You're Dutch. I think it's a Dutch word.
It was not pronounced in the Dutch tone, though, but that's all right. We got Steve from Murray Street as well to talk about. We got so many things to talk about. Cobra. We got Knives Out Ottawa. So many awesome events that many people do not know about. And I think it's going to only be growing in Ottawa in the new year.
Yeah, I want to hit more of these food events. I mean, we've done really good this past year, and it looks, like you said, it's only getting better.
And we're going to, the introduction of the food trucks in the summer was awesome. Great events with the food
I wonder
trucks.
what the summer's going to bring for more food trucks.
It's going to be exciting. The Flapjacks just opened recently. That's in the Glebe, and they're selling only pancakes.
Really?
They're awesome pancakes. You have to get out there for that. We had Jan from Normal Clothing.
Yan. My boy.
Yeah, Detroit Lions fan. Not a very good football team there.
And they also opened up their new location. Was that right before they opened that up?
It was right before they opened up in
Normal
Westboro.
Select in Westboro.
Yep.
I was actually just there the other day. They have some fantastic stuff. I picked up some
Christmas presents?
Yeah, I got some clothes for my goddaughter, actually.
Yeah,
some great stuff for kids there as well as adults.
We got to meet up with accountant Chris Finley, so going over tax time, we'll probably have him on again in the new year.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of people that we should get repeat business with there.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris Finley around tax time. I wouldn't mind talking with a couple of other people. Hopefully we can get
Shane Curry again to talk about financial planning. We got to meet up with DNA Presents to learn about that awesome company and all their electronic music. Of course, they're awesome event on Canada
or,
Day.
Or as people now try to coin the term EDM music.
That's right.
Or EDM. I guess there's no music after that, as the M stands for music. But
we had Ivana and Luca from Eva B's Jamboree, so if you've never seen those cooking episodes, definitely check those out.
they've had some pretty funny ones since we've had them on, too.
Yeah, and she's going to be going to Ireland to go to cooking school there to bring more talents back to Ottawa. So that's
really?
A lot of more local farming. Great stuff there. Michelin Masson from Property Stager from Property Stage.
Yeah. We're gonna try to keep getting a couple people, I think, for housing and whatnot.
Of course.
Keeping your house ready. We had Michelin, we had Leclerc Decor on as well. I mean, we're going to try to keep informing people. It's kind of goes with our backgrounds being in real estate and
right.
mortgages to try to help a little bit with that as well. So
we're going to have, we had Les from Spark Street. We're going to probably have him on again in the new year because there's so much exciting stuff going on Spark Street. And he's going to be on a little later in the show talking about the New Year's. So
we're going to do our first phone call interview. That should be fun.
We met with Sam Bat, which was awesome for me because I love baseball.
That was really cool. Yeah, I don't even like baseball that much, but it was really cool to do that.
And, of course, Miguel Cabrera, who uses their bats, won MVP yet again.
Oh, there you go.
We had Jeff Hunt from the 67s and Red Blacks. And they just drafted their 24 first players for the Red Blacks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kevin Glenn is going to be the QB.
That's why I've been hearing people talking in the background, different places that I go about Red Blacks this and Red Blacks that, and everyone likes to complain about the name, but guess what? I've never heard somebody talk about Red Blacks so much in my life, so whether they're complaining or not, like I guess what they say, bad publicity is still good publicity, right? So.
That's right, and it looks like it'll be a lot better fielding team than the first teams of Renegades, which is great.
Yeah.
We had Andrew King, whose pop-up studio is still going on until the 22nd in Westboro.
Yeah, we'll try to get... that's with Allison Fowler, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get her on the show in the new year.
Yeah, absolutely. Great artist there. And he has a weekly comic on ottawastart.com. Speaking about ottawastart.com, we got to meet up with Glenn Gower from ottawastart.com. That was great.
Yeah, they've featured us a couple times on there. We'd like to really thank him for that.
Yeah. We're on every week.
Yeah,
syndicated on that.
As well as Apartment 613, which we had them on the show, and we're also featured on their website
in November
to
talk about local November month. And Apartment 613 is a website that I think everybody in Ottawa should be hitting up all the time.
Yeah, if you haven't already heard about it.
Absolutely.
You're doing it wrong.
We had the lads from digital media agency Jack Pine on. Very big up-and-coming digital agency that are putting up incredible work. They recently did the Beyond the Pale website, which is incredible.
Yeah.
So people, if you're looking for digital media, look at Jack Pine. Great stuff coming from there. After them, we met up with Neil Malhotra from Claridge to figure out what was going on with the condo situations. Since then, they've picked up a couple more properties.
Yeah. Doesn't stop.
So it doesn't stop. And in the new year, we look to have Windmill Developments, which just bought the Domtar lands. And they're going to be transforming a part of LeBreton into an incredible development, it seems to be. Mm-hmm. We also will have Domicile Developments as well. Met up with Paul from Kitchissippi, like you said. By myself, I met with Don and Jen from Foodie Prince. So it was
I'm kind of pissed I missed that episode.
Oh, Don and Jen do awesome
stuff. I don't remember why I had to miss out. Oh,
a dentist.
I remember. Dentist. I remember missing the food episode for some dentistry.
We met up with Bruce Firestone, who was just retired as the executive director of Explorium. I'm sure he's still going to be involved with that. But we're going to be meeting with Invest Ottawa in the New Year's. Yeah. That's going to be a lot of fun. We met up with Rolf Klossener in August, talking about the Arboretum Festival, which was a tremendous success. We hope to have Mark Monahan on next year.
Yeah,
Mark, you're going to be on this show.
Come on, buddy. Get with it.
Max Keeping, we had on right after he beat cancer, as well as Kurt Studley, who is now going into real estate. It's going to be a welcome addition. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Is that official now?
It is official.
We learned that right after the show, guys, but we couldn't tell anybody.
We had the lads from Startup Weekend. So that's great entrepreneurial stuff there.
Yeah.
In September we met up with author and realtor Peggy Blair from The Poison Pond and Beggar's Opera.
Holy crap, we've had a lot of people.
If you like great books, then definitely get her books for Christmas. I guarantee you'll enjoy them, and you'll be like, wow, we have that incredible talent that we have in
Yeah.
Ottawa.
A couple of books. I guess you got to pick hers up, and as well as our last guest, Don Newman that we had.
That was a
got
lot
to
of
grab
fun.
his book. These are some Christmas presents you can get, guys.
It's supporting local people, which we
Yeah.
love. And with Peggy Blair, we're going to have more artists or more authors coming on in the new year. We met up with Angie from Angie Models. We're going to probably meet up with Models International next year as well. We had Grace from 613style.com and Emily Parise from Marcel Benedict. So local fashionistas, as well as the fashion bloggers. When I got to co-host with Aaron Blasky, we met up with Chris, who's taken a year off to become the most productive person in the world. Listen to that episode if you are all about being productive and motivated.
Yeah.
It's a great episode, a lot of fun. After that, we got to meet up with Jody Middick from Canada's Amazing Race, and a great motivational speaker. He's doing so many things now.
What's he done recently? I mean,
he was
taken
doing
off
with Sirius XM. He hosted a day on Ottawa Morning Live in the morning.
Oh wow!
So
he's got a lot of big things coming up. I think
absolutely.
He's a very motivated person, and he'll definitely do well.
He's going to be running a lot of Spartan races with the prosthetic legs. All the power to him.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. Kathy Smart, the gluten-free expert, who just signed on with Global News.
Yeah, that was great. And I mean, I've been talking about the cookbook. We were lucky enough to receive one of her cookbooks while we were there, and I've made a few of the recipes, and they're great. Whether you don't have to be gluten intolerant or celiac to enjoy all these foods. That's for damn sure. I mean, there's some really good recipes in that book.
Easy ones that are
super
healthy,
easy.
You know?
I kind of leave them open on the counter, and my girlfriend will vouch for this. That I really just leave them open, and I'll put it there in the morning and hope that's what gets made that day. It didn't happen yet, but
that's how you do it, eh?
Yeah.
In November, we got to meet up with Zach Robichon, the future F1 champ. That was a lot of fun.
That was super fun. We need to do more on-site things like that where, we got to race go-karting that day, and I think hopefully we can do that. Maybe we can do the skydiving or something next year.
Yeah, you
don't want to do that?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? After that, we met up with the Fulcrum and the Charlatan to figure out what was going on at the student level in the universities.
Yep.
So next year, we'll have the presidents of Ottawa, Carleton, and Algonquin on the show to find out their perspective. Hopefully, maybe even the Fulcrum in Charlatan on it as well.
Yeah.
We want to integrate them more into Ottawa, so people know.
I mean, Ottawa's kind of not so much known as a post-secondary education city because we're kind of the government town kind of trumps it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we do have a couple of big schools here, and I mean, a lot of students are here, so.
Yeah, it's a lot of growing, and we want to keep them here.
Yeah.
And then the final episode of the year, we had Mike Spencer Bound, which was an incredible episode. The world's most traveled man. You can name any city in the world, and he has a story from it.
It's amazing. I mean, he's really inspirational just to see somebody like that that's, kind of dedicated their life. I mean, it really makes you think, what are you doing sitting in your office all day long? You could be doing something else.
Unless you love it. If you love what you're doing in the office, then all the power to you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But if not, then realize there are other options out there. So other guests that we didn't touch on there that we'll be having on in the new year: Tracy Clark from Bridgehead, Mary Taggart from Ottawa at Home, Awesome Ottawa, Ian Capstick, Steve St. Pierre, Robbie from Fall Down Gallery.
That's going to be a good one too.
Mark Sutcliffe from Everything in the City, Vinod from The Hub, Tim Tierney, Alex Munter, Keenan Waller from Live, Work, Play, the president of Farm Boy, members of the Ottawa Senators.
Try to get Tom Green on the show as well.
Tom Green, Harley and Toby from Shopify. So lots of stuff going on in the show.
I want to get Norm MacDonald.
Norm
the guy's
MacDonald.
got to come back to the city to visit his family.
He will.
Let's get him on.
He will. So after the break, we'll meet up with Les from Spark Street to talk about the New Year Spectacular.
Yep.
But first, we're going to listen to Shannon Rose and the Thorns. This song's called North Star. She just released it for Christmas.
Beautiful Christmas tune.
Oh, it's great. On Friday, December 27th, she'll be performing with Wind and Wild at the Black Sheep Inn. So we'll be right back with Les. Hope you enjoy this tune.
I drift by the fireside, daydream of days gone by. Snow will Christmas lights. The hearth will be shining bright. I hope you'll drive tonight. His ties will cut through the ice.
All right, so we're here joined with Les Gagne from Spark Street, and we want to find out more about the upcoming New Year's Spectacular. So, Les, how are you, buddy?
Lads, I'm doing fabulous, and best of the season to both of you.
Yeah, same to yourself.
Thank you very much. We're very excited. This is going to be a lot bigger than last year's successful New Year's. So, can you tell us a bit about this year? What's new?
Well, I can. We actually put a number of really cool things in place. Our being that it's our second, our plan is basically to utilize the 3 blocks this year, the full 3 blocks from Elgin to Bank. We were basically 2 last year, and we obviously have Chaos, who's taken our stage, who's our Juno Award winner. Were successful in getting a couple of really hot local bands, one in Loon Choir, and obviously the winners of a recent major contest here in Ottawa, the Cardboard Crowns, will be taking our stage as well. So
Perfect.
We're excited about the local component, and there's a really neat opening act that's called the Moors that are going to be they're backed by Hawksley Workman.
Oh, really?
The opening for Chaos. Their new album comes out in 2014. So entertainment-wise, I think we've got a solid lineup, and one that I think there's something for everyone to enjoy.
So, will the stage be at the same location as last year, or it's facing a different way this year?
What we decided this year, guys, and working with the City of Ottawa, we're obviously planning for more than 5,000 people this year.
Yeah.
And obviously we're planning for more than 20,000. So we ended up with direction from the City of Ottawa. The stage is going to be now located closer to Elgin Street, facing west. And then basically the Midnight Drop, which is a brand new maple leaf that we're going to be putting at the corners of O'Connor and Spark Street. And so that's what's going to happen, lads, is by utilizing the 3 full blocks. Now we're going to give people the option, if they want to come down and take in the bands and the entertainment on the main stage, they can do that towards from O'Connor to Elgin. And then if they're coming down for the second stage that we're adding, and I'll tell you a bit more about that, and the drop, then they can be at that part of the Spark Street. So we're giving people some flexibility, but ultimately it's designed to be a lot safer and to allow for a bigger crowd to enjoy the festivities.
Perfect. So what time does everything kick off on New Year's Eve then?
Everything is same schedule as last. We're starting at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
That's going to basically, with the main stage, everything starts at 7. We have I don't want to tell you when Chaos is going on, but
Yeah.
because obviously we'd like to have everybody come as early as possible, and given the number of people that we anticipate, it's probably
sure.
a good idea. But Chaos will basically be finishing up before midnight, and then our DJ 8 Bars is going to ring in the new year, getting everybody excited with our drop at midnight. And then basically we've added a second stage this year, which, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be closer to the Maple Leaf drop, and that's going to start early as well, with some salsa dancers and a DJ as well at that end of the street. So we're really creating a couple of bookends so that everybody can take in as much as possible during the New Year's festivities.
Right on. Is there going to be food, possible heaters in case it gets down in the minus 30s that we're having as of late? Because a lot of people are not liking these minus 30s in December, right?
We've always been optimistic, so I'm going to stay and bet that the weather is going to be as good as we had last year. But one of the things that we, I guess, worked on from last is we've basically most of all of our restaurants are going to be open this year. So that's going to be that warm haven for everybody to be able to go in and warm up, have a couple of cocktails, and enjoy that atmosphere, and then obviously take in what goes on Spark Street. We have a private party that we've just launched. It's called The Front Door, and we have tickets that just went on sale for that. They're only $60. It's going to be at 73. It's the best seat in the house with the best view of the stage. There's dinner, there's party favors, there's a couple of drinks, champagne, and so those tickets can be picked up here at the office. There's only room for 50 people, but it's, as far as I'm concerned, the best seat in the house to enjoy New Year's on Sparks.
Now, in order for these events to be successful, you need some volunteers. So are you currently looking for volunteers right now as well?
Yeah, I think, and if anyone was ever looking for a really neat volunteer experience, I know it's on New Year's, but we're going to put together a bit of a party for the volunteers afterwards. And we certainly would like and invite people that are available, that are looking for something different to do, and at the same time volunteer as a member of our New Year's Eve squad. To please contact me or our office, here at Spark Street, 230-0984. And we'd love to get them on board because it's turning into a real neat community event. And I think, if you're ever looking for something very exciting to be a part of, this is it.
Yeah, for sure.
What about what kind of positions would there be for volunteers? What are you looking for?
We have everything from working with I think around the stage in terms of logistics, in terms of setup. We also may have something in the area of our green room, and from the hospitality side, taking care of our artists and those type of things. There's some takedown. There's basically being involved with if they're smart served, they can be a part of our beer gardens and our hospitalities.
Is the beer gardens just at 73, or are the beer gardens going to be throughout?
No, that's a good question. There's going to be a beer outlet or a beer garden on each block. So the streets are licensed, so they can stand and take in all the entertainment, enjoy a pint outside or whatever they wish, a glass of wine. So the blocks are licensed, and there's serving areas on each of those blocks.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Food, there's going to be 6 vendors. Beaver Tails is down here. We've got a total of 6 on, I think there's 2 on each block serving food outdoors. And then obviously you have our restaurants that will be opening, serving food. And then obviously the private party at 73 that people can get their tickets for. The neat thing about 73 is there's going to be a patio outside of the main restaurant. And that's what kind of makes that area look, be very cool, because you can go inside and out and still be in that environment. In the smack.
Great stuff, Les. It sounds like it's going to be bigger, better, and you're always looking to improve on every event that you do run.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I think the fact that families can get down there and still enjoy New Year's without just sitting in their house and watching a ball drop elsewhere, it's going to be great.
Yeah, this is one of those things that if you put away the house party.
Yeah.
And bring the party down here to the street and enjoy it the way it is meant to be. So
exactly.
We're inviting everybody to come down and have a lot of fun and be a part of the whole the evening.
And it's going to be on CTV this year as well. What time will that start on?
The broadcast is going to start from 11:30 till about 5 after 12. So they're going to be promoting the show. And obviously the countdown at midnight, so it's either Ryan Seacrest or us. So I'm thinking this might be the better alternative.
For sure.
And the best thing yet, guys, is this freaking party is free.
Yep.
Yeah, can't beat that.
You can't go wrong.
All right. So very quickly, before we go, what are we looking for interesting events for next year? Just for next couple minutes.
Bringing back that crazy event called Poutine Fest.
Yeah.
That was just an overwhelming success. So that's going to come up the end of April.
Okay.
We've got all of our signature events back, bigger and better. You're going to see some really neat additions to Rib Fest.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ribtoberfest is on the docket. We're expanding our Busker Fest with a hotel, an event at the Sheridan for adults. So there's a lot of neat stuff that we're doing.
Is Winter Brood coming back?
We actually we're looking at an alternative. As you know, that was a third-party opportunity that we had, and I believe they've decided to locate it to an indoor facility because apparently they need an indoor facility. They're having some difficulties with the beer and
the pumps.
Their pumps. So
it was pretty cold that day. Yeah,
it was. obviously the 15,000 people that they didn't get that memo, they decided to come anyways. But we're working on something of an alternative to make up for the loss of winter breed.
Okay, wonderful.
Well, thank you so much, Les, and I'll see you next or in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Look forward to
All
it,
the
guys.
best, and we'll see you in the new year.
Have a
Merry
great
Christmas, Happy New Year, and be well to yourself.
Thanks.
you too.
All right, thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye. All right, that was great hearing from Les there.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that Winter Brood isn't happening, but it'll be happening somewhere, just not on Spark Street, unfortunately. But
Yeah, it was really cold last year. I think indoors is a decent way to go.
It was very cold.
It'll be a nice thing to
Unfortunately,
do
you can't
in
predict the
winter.
weather like that.
Yeah. So, if other events on New Year's that you'll be able to check out, you got New Year Enough 2014 at Babylon with Silk and Lauman releasing a new album. That'll be a lot of fun. You got Barrymore's New Year's, and of course at the Government Conference Center, you got a Gatsby themed New Year's.
I literally
event.
just clicked that on my phone as you said that.
That's pretty good. This weekend you have the annual Festivus show at Zaphod's. I'm going home this Saturday, so I won't be able to see it. But that's where I'd be. Cale Matson and Amos the Transparent. That'll be a lot of fun too. Do you have anything else?
For New Year's, no. I mean, just your basics. There's New Year's parties all over Ottawa. I mean, if you're not down with the club scene anymore, it's pretty tough, paying high price tickets and whatnot to get into the clubs.
Yeah.
Like we said, go to Spark Street. It's going to be
That's where I'll
great.
be.
And you know what? I'm going to be there as well. I think maybe a small little dinner out somewhere and then finish off there.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah,
That'd be
it's going to be
sweet.
good. It's going to be different.
Of course, so we won't be back until January the 9th. We're taking a couple weeks off to... I'm going home for the first time in a year, so that's pretty good.
I'll be just snowboarding all around town.
And so we'll be back on January the 9th with Randy, the president of the Ontario Real Estate... or the Ottawa Real Estate Board.
Yeah.
So that'll be very interesting.
That's going to be good. I think 2014 is going to be huge.
It's going to be... a lot of the condos are going to be finished being built.
Yeah.
So we're going to see really what's going to go on with those condos being built.
Yeah, the
It's gonna
condo
be
market, that's kind of uncertain. The housing market, I expect a pretty big hit in 2014. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I think so.
The end of
as well.
2013 has been huge. I mean, I did 3 deals in the last 2 weeks. And for December, that's unheard of for myself anyway.
I think it's going to be a lot bigger with the LRT path being a lot more solidified. People wanting to move around there. Those prices of homes are just going up around there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to leave you with one last Christmas tune. This is from John Hines. It's Blue Christmas, as recorded. It's a great tune, so check him out. We'll be featuring his new album that was released a month ago in the coming year as well. So thank you so much for listening.
Take care. Happy holidays.
Have a great holidays.
Drive safe.
Absolutely.
If you're drinking, don't drive.
There you go.
And if you're driving, don't drink.
There you go. Have a great Christmas, everyone.
All